Okay, so I chose the concept of enemyship. I thought this was very interesting because we basically create friendships and relationships based off a bond of hatred, and we can see this every day. It can be seen even in our class. If we're struggling with a group project, I've bonded with my classmates over how difficult a project was or how harshly something was graded, and you actually can make friends with those people just off of this. You can also see it in your social life too. For sororities and fraternities that actually haze, their whole point in it is to have a common hatred in the pledge class towards the older brothers or sisters that are hazing them, because this common enemyship creates a bond that they can then grow off of. But so you can see it every day, but more importantly, it shaped our future based on its history in our past, such as through Hitler. So Hitler used rhetoric to create an enemyship against the non-Aryan race. He studied how to persuade others, and this led to a war that ended up killing millions of innocent Jews as well as other non-Aryan races, and also led to the death of many soldiers. So how did he do this? What were his ways to persuade? Hitler studied body movements and how they somehow affect other people. He also tried to emphasize similarities with his audience. He knew that the German people were very fearful of communism, so even though he wasn't very passionate about anti-communism, he would talk about this to build a similarity, because the more similar you are to someone, studies show that the more they'll like you and believe what you have to say. He also would emphasize the pride in being a German. At this point in time, Germans were extremely down. So by someone telling you that, it's great to be a German, you're going to listen to it. And he would say everything with such passion. And when you have passion behind what you say and you seem like you're believing it, other people are more willing to believe you. So I'm going to show you a video, and it just shows that he builds tension, and basically he'll escalate this tension with his passion through his speech, and it just kind of describes how he uses his rhetoric to gain ethos so that the crowd will believe him.
He was passionate and angry, and the crowds responded. He would make as many as 10 speeches in a single day, always studying and improving his impact on the audience. He would pore over pictures taken by his photographer Heinrich Hoffmann, using them to perfect his poses and gestures. Already the combination of manic intensity and cool calculation was plain to see. "I have made speech after speech after speech," he declared. 10 years later, he was in power. A few days after his appointment as Chancellor, he gave a major speech at the Berlin Sports Palace. At first, he seems tense and uneasy. The effeminate face betrays submissiveness and sexual hunger.
Unser Führer, der Reichskanzler Adolf Hitler hat das Wort.
So you could just hear by the audience's reaction that there were a ton of people there and they were all supporting him. And he then waited about 40 seconds before he even started the speech to build this tension. So with the amount of people that you hear cheering for him, you know that there are probably thousands and thousands of people there. And he manipulated all of these people, and they were believing in everything he was saying. So anyone in the crowd who was kind of on the verge of believing him, wasn't really sure, they're going to jump on the bandwagon when they hear thousands of people cheering for him. So that was many years ago, but enemyship and creating a hatred through it also continues today, such as through ISIS and any terrorist groups. They create an enemyship and this bond to help produce violence and whatever their mission is. The recruitment's a little different, though, now that we have social media. The way that enemyship works, or to gain this enemyship, can still be done through speeches. But when it comes to recruiting people online, it's been found that there should be more of a friendship first before they'll believe in your enemyship. So basically, people who recruit online are looking for people who you wouldn't suspect, such as a blonde-haired woman from America. They look for people who are lonely and vulnerable, and they build a trusted friendship with these people. And once they know they have their trust, they then begin to convince them that they have this common enemy. So I described that enemyship can lead to war and hatred and violence, but enemyship can also be positive because it can end this war, hatred, and violence, such as the enemyship we created against Hitler. We combined our power in America with France and England and other countries to stop Germany, Nazi Germany, and the genocide. So it's important to understand that enemyship can be a good thing, but it's also important to understand that rhetoric in general, and that we can be persuaded. Our minds are all malleable, and we need to know when we are being manipulated. Freedom of thought is an extremely important thing to have, and enemyship can take this freedom away from us. So it's very important to recognize enemyship and know what it is. Thank you.